Welcome everybody to Twisted Nibbles. My name's Pam and you're in my kitchen. Today on Twisted Nibbles we are going to be making Ninja Foodi brownies, and I'm using a mix that I got through Imperfect Foods that I wanted to use up. It's been in my cupboard for like a month, 2 months, and I want to get it used up. So we are going to get right to it. Okay, first to the equipment. I have the Ninja Foodi, obviously. This is the insert pan, the liner insert pan. I'm using that. I will be using a silicone sling just to make my life easier getting the pan out. I'll be using a Fat Daddio springform pan. I believe this one is the 7-inch. I will put a link to this specific pan and this specific sling down below in the comments. So those are the main items. This is the cake mix that I'll be using. It is Cocomama chocolate chip brownie mix. It is non-GMO, fair trade, peanut free, kosher. It's got milk and dark chocolate chips. Now if you cut it into 10 servings, they're 190. Total grams are 37 of carbs. I'm going to go ahead and make this though because I want to get it out of the cupboard. Inside here we had a brownie mix and then a pack of dark chocolate chips. I need 6 tablespoons of butter and 2 large eggs. So I'll get that out and I'll be right back. I am going to go ahead and put the 6 tablespoons of butter in, but I'm actually using like 5.5 because that's what I have open. And I don't feel like opening another stick of butter. And now we need the chocolate chips in there. So those are little baby chocolate chips. And they all look dark, not, yeah, it says dark, so. Oh, well, it says with milk and dark chocolate chips. Oh, in the brownie mix is some chips, I can feel them. This we are going to be microwaving in 30-second increments just to get the chocolate and butter to melt. And I'm gonna go do that. I put it in for 30 seconds. Most of it's melted. There's a few little chunks of chip left, but I think those will melt. And I don't wanna make this too hot because then if I add the eggs, we'll have scrambled egg brownies. And that would not be good. And I am going to be putting down some parchment in the very bottom of the pan. So the way I will do this is I put my pan down, and like when we were in grade school, we just trace around it. It's not the greatest. There's other ways of doing it. Next time I bake brownies, I will show you the fold method. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out if I can find a scissors. So there's my Daddio pan, and even though it's springform, I still want to tackle the issue of it possibly sticking. So I'm going to go ahead and just spray this really good. And then I'm putting my parchment in, and that just helps facilitate it to kind of come off nicely off the bottom of the pan. And as you can see, I think I got, oh, right here. Oop, that was a little much, but better too much than not enough. Yep, that's cool enough. I'm going to go ahead and put the eggs in. And I got a shell, lovely. My hands are clean, by the way. I'm surprised my hands aren't dry from all the hand washing I'm doing during this pandemic. So I'm just going to beat this in here. That looks good. Now I'm going to add the dry part of the mix, less the plastic wrap. You know the thing, like, I think it's Murphy's Law. My life is a giant episode of one Murphy Law after another. I told my one friend that it never fails, no matter what I do, somehow something goes wrong. I'm just gonna bring this closer to me so I can mix a little better. All right, so there's the mixed batter. It took me just a few minutes to mix up. Now we are going to put this in here. So you want to kind of spread it in there, get it evenly. I'll link, like I said, the one that I'm using down below in the comments section. This Fat Daddio pan has been wonderful for both the Instapot, and we're going to find out if it's going to be good for our foodie, and I expect it will be. I've been very happy with this product. I've had it for about 2 years now, and it still is in great shape. I will say this is a super dense and thick brownie mix. So we're going to be baking in the foodie. That's sort of the idea, is that I'm not going to be putting any water in here. Normally, if you're going to pressure cook, you always have to have a liquid like water or stock. I'm just locking this so that it stays out of the way. Now, let's mosey on over to the foodie. So we're gonna press the on. And I think I'm going between air crisp and bake roast. I think I might, eeny, meeny, miny, meeny. I think I'm gonna try bake roast. Oh, I gotta shut it, that's right. I'm so used to being able to do what I want. And I wanna bring the temp down because I don't want it to be that high. I'm thinking maybe 300, possibly 325. This is an experiment because this is a box cake mix, and I'm taking a stab at the best way to bake it in here. I think 300 will be all right. So let's hit start. So I got it for 15 minutes is what I'm setting it for. And then I'm just gonna look at it, and then I may put it on air crisp for like 10 minutes just to get that top with the kind of crackly stuff. Now when I make brownies, boxed or by hand brownies in the Instapot, they are very fudge-like. So like your fudge you have at Christmas, or when you go to various towns in the United States or the world, you get those big bricks of fudge. They're a lot like that. It's really good, and they turn out just moist and chocolatey, but they just don't have that crispiness that you like when you oven bake brownies. All right, we are at 2:42 left. They are rising. 10 minutes, because I don't like my brownies overly done. So I did now I'm doing air crisps, so I switched it and I put it on 300 for 10 minutes. Now let's get that going. Timer is off. Okay. Well, oop, silicone gets hot. Well, they definitely are a little bit more crunchy on top. I don't like my brownies overcooked, but I don't want them undercooked either. So we're still coming out a little bit wet looking. So I'm gonna go ahead and maybe do about 5 more minutes, but I'm gonna bump the temperature up maybe to 525, or not 525. I think I'll bump the temperature up to, let's see, let's put you back on. I'm gonna do air crisp again, not 390. I think I'm gonna go down to 300, and I'm only gonna do 5 minutes because I think they're getting close, and then start. So if you're wondering why would I bake in here when I have a perfectly good oven? Well, right now we are going through a major heat wave here, not like Florida or Texas or other parts of the South, but in Wisconsin, it is hot and humid. So when we do have central air, but when that's running almost constantly, you don't want to add more stress to it if you can. And so I try and avoid my oven and stovetop. This really is not giving off much heat. Even in the back where the vents are, it doesn't seem to give off a whole lot of heat. All right, so this time I got my little oven mitt so I don't burn my little hand. I'm gonna take this sling, I'm gonna unfasten the sling. Okay. And then I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna bump it up to 325. Remember, this is the first time I'm doing this. Next time we will try and perfect it a little better. I got plenty of brownie mixes to go around. Okay, I rebuttoned it. And if you can see, it seems still pretty moist. I think I want to leave this go just a little bit longer, not much. So I put it on air crisp again for 5 minutes, but I bumped the temperature up to 325. The reason I did that is this is still sort of a learning curve for me and for you if you're watching. I'll make the mistakes for you. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's cooking a little bit better now that, let me get you in focus. It doesn't look as wet anymore. It looks like it's starting to cook. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this back down and let that just finish up for a few more minutes. And then we'll test it. Alrighty, let's open her up. Now let's take a look. See, that looks a little bit more dry and it's starting to crack. So that's telling me that it's, I think, pretty done. So I'm gonna probably take this out. I'm just gonna test it one more time. Yeah, that's much better. So I'm gonna go ahead and just leave this cool for just a few minutes, and then I'll take it out and let that cool, and then we'll cut into it, see what it looks like, see what it tastes like. Okay, I just took these out. They are going to cool for a little while. I'm going to give them about 15-20 minutes before I pop them with the springform pan, and then I'll put them on a plate and we can cut them once they're officially cool. As you can see, we have the crack on top, so they're nice and crisp on top. The edges are really crisp too, but the center is gooey and yummy. So these turned out really great, surprisingly, in the Ninja Foodi. So I'm thinking this was successful for that purpose. Let's give this a little try. I'm just gonna take this one. The top is so nice and crisp, just the way I like it. The bottom is still, you know, that soft brownie kind of fudgy texture. These are super sweet though. And I just put like a little dusting of powdered sugar on. These are really sweet brownies. They're very good. So I'd give the Cocomama 2 thumbs up for taste. And the Ninja Foodi 2 thumbs up for baking brownies. And y'all know I like my fat Daddio pan. All right, I've put my hair up since you saw me last at the beginning of the video. It got really warm in here. We had the oven on for garlic bread and cooking ravioli and finishing up the brownies. The brownies, really good brownies. So I would say the Cocomama was quite successful brownies. I would have to see how much these are in the store to know if I'd purchase these again. But if they were reasonably priced, I certainly would. They have really good flavor. So when I cut the brownies in 10, they were a really decent portion size for being 190 calories for one little wedge. They're very rich and very dense, almost like a sweetened fudge, but they have that cake-like consistency, not like when I cooked it in the Instapot where they tend to be more fudge-like. These actually had the consistency of a brownie. I am very pleased. So we're gonna give Cocomama and the Ninja Foodi back there a thumbs up from this kitchen. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time in my kitchen.